Let's be honest, the antiquated petroleum-powered engines in our cars are bound to be replaced. But why? Undoubtedly, this is one of the questions that needs to be answered. H2 vehicles, or hydrogen-powered vehicles, present a fascinating alternative for traditional gasoline and electric-powered vehicles. These modern cars use hydrogen fuel cells to produce power, which leads to fast refilling periods and environmentally beneficial emissions. In this video, we'll be going through the process of how these futuristic automobiles work and explain how they operate differently from both gasoline and electric-powered vehicles. The automotive sector is at a crucial phase in history, and there's no denying that. Consequently, the idea of our cars emitting nothing other than steam no longer seems to be an unrealistic idea. Concurrently, the platform of hydrogen-powered cars is gaining popularity, being deemed a suitable choice for commercial travel. But what is it that makes these cars so special compared to others? To answer that question, let's look at how these automobiles function. It's important to understand how hydrogen is used to generate energy in the first place to comprehend how these cars operate. First off, hydrogen, being one of the most common elements on Earth, has a tremendous amount of chemical energy by nature. Hydrogen will react with the oxygen in the air when it's heated. An explosion is how it lets off its energy. However, we can safely harness this energy inside a hydrogen fuel cell, as opposed to an uncontrollably large explosion. Hydrogen-powered vehicles are driven by fuel cells. Like a battery, a fuel cell converts chemical energy in the form of hydrogen into electrical power that can run an electric motor. Thus, an electric motor powers a car that runs on hydrogen. Now, moving on to how these cars work. First and foremost, the hydrogen is stored in a heavy, indestructible tank, almost like a vault. The result is then forced into a fuel cell where it reacts with air. Hydrogen loses its electrons due to the chemical reaction. You know, what makes up electricity in the first place. Water is then created when the positive particles that are still present in hydrogen react with oxygen. These extracted electrons produce electricity throughout this process, which, like with EVs, then powers the complete electric infrastructure of the vehicle. However, cars that run on hydrogen generate their own electricity. Cool, right? Well, that means that this hydrogen-powered reaction only creates heat, water, and electricity as waste products, as opposed to a combustion engine that produces carbon dioxide. Heat-producing air and water vapor are the only exhaust products. Did you know that hydrogen-powered cars are also known as water cars due to the emission of water only? A vehicle powered by hydrogen fuel cells is an electric vehicle, it just doesn't have a plug. Hence, you fill it up just like a gasoline-powered car. No sizable battery needs to be recharged. Instead, it all takes 5 minutes to fill a tank with compressed hydrogen gas. That sounds quick, right? The gas flows to a fuel cell device which combines hydrogen with oxygen in the pressurized fuel tank. The only emissions from the car are water and electric current, which are produced by a chemical process. Because they don't need a large battery to provide an adequate driving range, hydrogen fuel cell cars are lighter and less complicated than gasoline-powered cars. A hydrogen combustion engine operates, sounds, and looks like a gasoline engine, given the similar recharge time. However, it burns hydrogen instead of emitting harmful fumes from its exhaust. A hydrogen combustion car only emits water, just like a fuel cell car. Because automakers may modify current equipment, such as the fuel systems on board a car, hydrogen combustion engines have the advantage of a quicker time to market. Now, while this may sound great and all, there are quite a few drawbacks to it. The CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, had this to say about the idea of hydrogen-powered cars potentially coming to the market.
If you crack hydrocarbons, then you're just basically a hydrocarbon burning car in disguise. So there's no possible win there, is what I see. And then hydrogen is very difficult to store and transport.
Compared to hydrogen fuel cell cars, which are made up of a fuel cell system and an easy-to-use electric motor, hydrogen combustion cars have more intricate mechanical components. Like gasoline-powered vehicles, hydrogen-powered cars have many moving parts and require more frequent maintenance. Large tanks are needed for hydrogen gas because it occupies a lot of space. If the hydrogen gas is in its liquid form, an expensive pressurized and cooled container is required, which doesn't seem like a great idea. Similarly, the cost of building hydrogen fuel cells and the necessary infrastructure, such as hydrogen fuel pumps at gas stations, is high. This represents a significant upfront investment. Additionally, there's concern about the energy efficiency of hydrogen-powered vehicles compared to electric vehicles. Hydrogen vehicles consume about 3 times more energy per mile than lithium-powered vehicles, raising questions about where this energy will come from. Furthermore, the automotive industry's current state is unsustainable because it's now commonly acknowledged that carbon emissions directly contribute to climate change. And that's where hydrogen-powered cars come in. Automakers are hoping that H2 cars will offer a substitute for gas-powered cars and the electric vehicles that run on batteries that have gained popularity in the past few years. However, major investments are being made in the future of hydrogen as a more sustainable and alternative fuel source by the United States, Japan, China, and South Korea. Toyota is leading this area of research and aims to bring the dream of a hydrogen-powered car closer to reality. Although it may seem like hydrogen-powered cars are at a huge disadvantage for the coming future, don't be deceived, because what we're about to show you will absolutely blow your mind. Before we move on ahead, make sure to subscribe to our channel before we go into further detail about the wonders that these hydrogen automobiles can do. Remember to like and comment on this video if you found it entertaining so far. Let's return to the video now. The reveal of the BMW iX5, which integrates modern technology to provide effective and emissions-free driving, marks an important turning point in the company's quest for environmentally responsible transportation. BMW hopes to solve the issues with electric vehicle infrastructure and range constraints by utilizing the power of hydrogen. According to BMW, this vehicle has the ability to go to a record-breaking distance of 500 miles on a single fuel cell. Furthermore, in addition to possessing an amazing range that far exceeds that of electric cars, those who travel by car and have long drives will find this wider range particularly tempting. Imagine arriving at a hydrogen station, filling up your tank in a matter of minutes, and then getting back on the road. Refueling with hydrogen is similar to visiting a petrol station, important to those who are used to old-fashioned petrol-powered cars. Vijay Vatheeswaran, a global energy and climate innovation editor, had this to say about hydrogen-powered cars.
And what's more, industry has shown that hydrogen vehicles can be safer than internal combustion vehicle cars that use gasoline, which of course is an explosive product.
Even as consumers may find hydrogen-powered automobiles to be less appealing overall due to all these drawbacks, many people are curious about what the future holds for hydrogen-powered vehicles. Is there a chance of success or failure? Moreover, findings suggest that hydrogen-powered cars might be more favorable in terms of load capacity and mileage. However, conflicts arise as some believe that this advantage may not be sufficient to promote a significant rise in the use of hydrogen-powered cars. Well, you may ask yourself, why are these cars so special yet unpopular? Well, the simple answer is that although these cars could possibly bring the idea of a greener planet to life, unfortunately, the process demands an expensive sacrifice of resources that are depleting at a faster rate than they are regenerating. Hydrogen fuel cells provide significant potential for the automotive business if perfected, and manufacturers are becoming more and more interested in hydrogen fuel technology. In fact, a few concept cars from Hyundai, Toyota, and BMW showcased their early understandings of hydrogen power. A market analysis projects that the market for hydrogen-powered vehicles is supposed to peak by 2028, even though extensive testing of hydrogen fuel is currently in progress. Although not brand new, hydrogen cars hold immense promise for a sustainable future, and the infrastructure for hydrogen is certain to get better over time, mainly because it fits commercial cars perfectly. Compared to electric vehicles, hydrogen fuel cells are lighter, easier to use, and provide quicker refueling periods. As such, they are a more reasonable solution for greening the globe. If you had the option, would you opt for a car that's hydrogen-powered? Tell us in the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next video.